Hello geometry students, today's learning target is to determine if a triangle is obtuse, right, or acute given three sides of a triangle. So yesterday we learned that if c squared was equal to a squared plus b squared, then the triangle is a right triangle. It turns out that if c squared is less than a squared plus b squared, then this will be an acute triangle. In contrast, if c squared is greater than a squared plus b squared, this will turn out to be an obtuse triangle. And just a reminder, c is the largest side. And if it's a right triangle, it's the hypotenuse. Here's a quick visual of this. So if you look at this triangle, you can see that c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. If we were to make c a little smaller, less than 5, if I were to drag this point, now you can see that c squared is less than a squared plus b squared, and angle A is less than 90, making that an acute triangle. In contrast, if I make c larger than 5, you now can see that c squared is greater than a squared plus b squared, therefore it is an obtuse triangle. Let's look at a couple examples. If we look at problem number 2, c has to be the 13, so I'm going to write c squared a squared plus b squared. C is the largest side, so I'm going to say 13 squared. For the a and b, it doesn't matter what order I put those in, so I'll say 4 squared plus 12 squared. I'm going to use my calculator. 13 squared is 169. 4 squared plus 12 squared on my calculator is 160. 169 is greater than 160, so this is an obtuse triangle using our class notes, because 169 is bigger than 160. In problem number 3, 15 is the largest side, so 15 will be put in for c. So 15 squared, I need to compare that to 9 squared plus 12 squared. Again, it doesn't matter which you put in for a and b. 15 squared on your calculator is 225. When I type in 9 squared plus 12 squared, I get 225. Those are equal. Since they are equal, this is a right triangle. And let's look at one more example, problem number 4. Again, c is 20. So when I check c squared compared to a squared plus b squared, I want to put 20 in for c. So 16 squared plus 17 squared. This is 400. And when I type 16 squared plus 17 squared in my calculator, I get 545. So c squared is less than 545, meaning 400 is less than 545. So this is an acute triangle.